We took on a great risk, attacking the enemy convoy once more, in this bad weather, with very low visibility. The presence of enemy escorts was strong, but despite that, we managed to breach their protective screen and advanced into the convoy. Once there, with an enemy escort bearing down on us, we hastily fired a salvo of 2 torpedoes at one freighter and a single torpedo at another. After that, we rapidly had to dive away due to our close proximity to an enemy escort, and therefore could not visually confirm the effectiveness of our torpedoes. We waited to hear explosions from our torpedoes or from depth charges, and then it came.
Derzeitige Tiefe 5-0. Derzeitige Tiefe 6-0.
Unmistakably, the loud bang of a torpedo detonating. We had hit one of our targets. The enemy escorts made sure that we stayed submerged during the next few hours, depth charging us vigorously. The enemy convoy continued to escape, together with the ship that we had struck. Apparently our torpedo had not done enough damage to sink it, and so our hydrophone operator was able to follow the sound of groaning metal and churning water emanating from the hole in its hull. Later, additional hydrophone checks confirmed that the damaged ship was lagging behind the convoy. This might present an opportunity to finish it off. We continued the hunt. Welcome back. Here is an update for you. I have spent quite some time chasing down this contact, and although that merchant was slowed down by the torpedo impact, it was not slowed down very much, and so it is not that far away from the convoy. The enemy convoy is more or less somewhere right in front of us now, but the merchant, just a few moments ago, he was on this bearing, and I think we are getting very, very close to it. So if it was on that bearing, it should now be somewhere on 60 degrees more or less. If I look that way, we can indeed see a faint outline of a shadow. So we are close. Speed up. I want to get a bit closer, so that I can then submerge and perform another nice little submerged attack on it. It's very soon gonna come out of the fog right there. Since enemy warships are not too far away, I don't want to be on the surface for too long. That's why we are moving a bit quicker here. Just to get into a position close enough to that freighter so that we can fire. That's the goal right now. I want to get up there. And I want to do it quite fast. Let's go. I'm very, very anxious that a warship will appear out of the fog any moment. That's such a horrible feeling. Over there in that direction. At any second we might see a shadow in the fog indicating our doom. The daylight is fading, so if we don't get to this merchant ship now, I don't think we'll have another opportunity. We will have to disengage as soon as daylight is gone, because there's no way that we are gonna have better results this night than with the previous night, now that the visibility is even worse. Simply not gonna happen. Okay, I think we are overhauling it a little bit. Let's come right 15 degrees. Should now be somewhere there. We are getting close. The visibility is getting worse, it seems. Okay, now what? Turn in. Turn in. just in front of it.
Neuer Kurs 305.
There's the shadow. We are now racing towards it. And I do have to be careful. I think I'll submerge now. Yeah. Let's turn
Jawohl,
20 degrees left.
Neuer Kurs 289.
And I'm gonna submerge.
Jawohl,
Periscope
Herr
depth.
Auf Zero-Tiefe gehen.
Come on. Flood the tanks. Submerge the boat. And we are going to slow down.
Kleine Fahrt voraus.
There we go. Up to the attack periscope I go. And just in time to
Jawohl,
stop the
Herr
engines.
Steuerbordmaschine stopp. Backbord stopp.
Tube 1, depth 6 meters. Enemy ship speed 5.5. Distance to target. Let's see, mast height is about 11. That means that we are looking at something like 500 meters. Drop down to 500. AOB is almost 90. Open the tube. Impact pistol. Torpedo los. Start the turn.
Hart steuerbar.
I want to be able to bring the stern tube to bear if necessary. And I also want to have my escape vector ready. Come on. Oh, come on. Yeah, there we go. Hydrophone. Nearest warship. Moving away, 262 medium range. We have torpedoed this ship. Surely they will now go down. I heard a shell flying, that must be a star shell. Let's turn to 20 degrees. I'm debating if I should surface and run. Is this ship armed? Does have a cannon, but it doesn't seem to be manned. Is this thing going down by any chance? Not yet, not officially.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin. Kleine Fahrt voraus.
Nearest warship. Moving away, 246. Oh no, the cannon is manned. I see little man there. Okay, I can't surface right now. Surely they're gonna go down now. That's 2 torpedo hits on this thing. Down periscope. I don't want them to spot it. 246 is the closest one. That thing is speeding up. Nearest warship sound contact. Closing, 215. Long range.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin. Ein
Speed
Drittel
up the
Fahrt
boat.
voraus.
Let's get away from this merchant. Let it vanish in the fog. Then I'll surface and run. Surface, run for a bit, dive, stay submerged for a bit. We'll play a nice little game of cat and mouse here with them. Just waiting for this thing to disappear in the fog. Hide the phone. We did stop turning almost. Closest warship. Probably somewhere behind me. Closing, 181. Long range still. Merchant is disappearing. I think we might be able to risk it. Just a moment. Down periscope, let me mark my position. Erase this and just, you know, keep going. I'm gonna go, I think, this way. Surface the boat.
Vorne um 10, hinten kommen auch auf 5.
Yeah, the ship is disappearing. Excellent. Time to get out of here.
Erste Seewache sich klar machen.
Come on. We are surfaced. Chief Engineer, do not recharge batteries.
Beide Maschinen AK voraus.
Maximum speed ahead. Let's get out of here. So what I'll do now is I'll distance myself a little bit from the convoy. Not this much, obviously. Something like this. And then we'll circle around. Once we are a little bit further away from this position, I will try to listen for the merchant sinking. Star shells in the night, or well, in the fog. Run. Did I see a muzzle flash there? No further star shells. If that was a muzzle flash though, might want to run a little bit this way.
Neuer Kurs 4-0.
Don't forget, their radar doesn't care about the fog. Sure, its effectiveness will be reduced by the waves and the terrible weather, but not completely. If they get close enough, they will be able to pick me up on radar if they have one. So my goal here really is to present an error profile, minimize the surface area that the radar signal can reflect off, and keep my distance. Speed away from the position from where I torpedoed the freighter as fast as possible. And I'm now just looking. Looking and hoping that no warship will suddenly appear. But we are plowing through the waves at a good 15 to 16 knots. That's a really good speed, especially in this weather. The sleek hull of my U-boat is just cutting through the waves. Oh boy. Let's see. Yeah, daylight is fading fast. Very fast. We actually have red light now inside the submarine. So, only 3 torpedoes left in the forward tubes, plus 1 in reserve. I think I'll most likely submerge soon. Just want to distance myself from the area where I sunk this ship. Let's say 4 kilometers should do the trick. Just making sure that if the enemy destroyer or escort arrives here and starts searching with airstick, that it can't pick me up accidentally. I want to be sure that airstick doesn't find me. No, don't turn that way. Stay on this course for now. We're gonna turn that way soon enough. Let's hope that the merchant sinks this time. If it doesn't, not sure what else to do to him. Not sure if I'll be able to find it again. At least the merchant will be forced to slow down even more now. So there is a chance that even if it should not sink, I can find it again. And maybe fire another torpedo from astern. Have it explode beneath the ship or something like that. I really hope that is not necessary. That it will just sink on its own now. But first we need to get away. Getting there. Halfway there already. The enemy destroyer, well, the enemy escort surely is now close to the merchant that we torpedoed. Looking for the submarine that did it. But we are already gone. Still, I'm equally sure that destroyer will keep looking for a while. So I won't be able to move in before darkness anyway. I just have to hope that the merchant sinks. That's really it. I have to hope that they sink. Okay, you know what? This is far enough. I think this is far enough. Bring us down to 20 meters.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin. Neue Tiefe 1,9 Meter.
They are muzzle flash. Did you see that in the distance? I guess they are shooting up another star shell. Yeah, they are. I saw the muzzle flash. You know what? Get me to periscope depth. That's enough.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin. Kleine Fahrt voraus. Derzeitige Tiefe 1,0.
Oh boy. That was a good attack. I'm happy with the result. Now we're at periscope depth. The engines are turning slow. And we should be far enough away, about 3 kilometers, that's great. Okay, navigator, return to course.
Gehen wieder auf Kurs, Herr Kaloin.
Turn us around so that my hydrophone can actually hear what that destroyer and that merchant are doing. He should start picking up contacts right now. There's the convoy. There's the convoy. Well, we are still turning. Let me finish the turn, then we'll listen in. Periscope up. Contact should be somewhere that way. Hydrophone. Nearest sound contact. Merchant moving away, 130. Is that the one that we just torpedoed? Medium range might be, yeah, that might be him. And he's the nearest sound contact, that's interesting. Where's the nearest warship? Closing 118. Medium range. Concerning. A little bit concerning. I have another torpedo in the stern tube now. I'd rather not have to use it. Down periscope. We'll listen for a while. Turn has been completed. Okay, so on 118, that's the warship. And here's the merchant. Very quiet now. I hear hull groaning. That merchant is in trouble. Is it still the nearest sound contact? It is, 129. Let's mark the bearing. 129, that's this way. That's 223.
Kontakt, Kriegsschiff, entfernt sich. Auf
So he's
101,
pretty
große
much
Entfernung.
here. About 4 kilometers away. Bring this down. Don't want to get too far away from it. Correct this. That's what we'll be doing. Good. Alright. This is gonna take a bit more time. I hope the merchant sinks soon, and then we can get out of here. I'm not re-engaging that convoy. No chance. At night, in these conditions, there's simply no hope at all. If I have to re-engage that one merchant, I'll do that, but the convoy? No. Definitely not. Not after the experiences that we had last night. So for now, let's continue lurking away slowly and ever ready to re-engage the merchant if we should need to. And also hoping that that warship doesn't find us. I think I'm far enough away, but you never know. You never know. Let me see. From my previous position, about 3 kilometers, it should be far enough away. Hi, the phone. Is the merchant still the closest? He is. That's good. Warship is now on... Come on. Give me a bearing. Oh, it's on bearing 102. Okay. Okay, 101, 102, somewhere there. That means the warship is... Of course, 215. Warship is probably somewhere here right now, closing in with the merchant, coming back from the convoy that is heading south. So it's soon gonna arrive there on station. And we'll just have to hope that all they can do at that point is to take off the survivors of the merchant and head away. I'll keep doing my thing here, and we'll resume the video once I have an important update for you. Welcome back. Well, nighttime has arrived, and it is indeed darker than it was the previous night, and I'm very sorry that my boat in Silent Hunter does not have a searchlight, because that would come in very handy right now. I know that the hulk of the ship that we are trying to sink is somewhere directly in front of me. I've been maneuvering back into the position where we were, and I could hear its hull groaning on the hydrophone, so I know that it's in front of me right now. I just don't know how close. I can't see. I can't see shit. How am I supposed to do this? I'm not sure what the best course of action here is, to be honest. I mean, I'll try to close in, spot this thing, turn around, and fire the torpedo from my stern tube. That's what I'll try to do. Will I succeed with that? I don't know. But I'll try. It's somewhere out there, and it's pretty close. I'm going very slow, because I don't want to run into it. As you might be able to see, visibility is something, about, I don't know, 100 meters maybe. I hope I'll be able to see the ship's silhouette from a bit further out. Actually, it is, right now it's getting out from the game here. Right now it's 11:30 in the evening in real life, so to speak. So I have now turned off the lights, and let's hope that this helps a bit. Oh, you know what I'll do? Ha. I will turn on my desk lights, but I'll switch it to red. Because that's something that I can do, and that's quite fun. Now I have a red light burning. Very atmospheric, I tell you. Okay, my battery's being a little bit recharged, that's good. And I think there is a shadow just ahead of us. I have to be careful that I don't run into this thing. I just really hope I'll be able to line up a shot on this. That could be very difficult to do. Let's hope that we can manage somehow. I have another problem. My crew is starting to get really tired. All of this sneaking about is taking its toll on them. Yeah, the engine crew needs to be rotated out. Let's do that really quick. I need my eyes up there. Not sure that my crew will be able to spot this thing in time. I think there is a shadow there in the darkness. My god. Yeah, there is something. I might have to turn soon here. I will fire my stern torpedo. I still have another one in the external reserves that I can get into the boats if we get calm weather. I think I see a shadow.
Jawohl, Herr
right there.
Kaloin. Neuer Kurs 239.
Turn a little bit to port. God damn, it's dark. It's so dark. I will of course brighten the video for you, so you might be able to see something. I think I see something, but I'm just not sure. I'm a little bit past. Well, now, let's see. I did torpedo it from a few hundred meters away. I should be more or less arriving at the targets. There's something. Is there? Oh boy. Yes, there is something. I see white here. That's the target's stern, I believe. I see deck structure. I think I do. Yeah. I see superstructure there. Right there. Okay, turn the boat. Start turning. I have to be sure to keep my eye on this thing. My crew didn't spot it yet, but I see it. It's right there. Right there we can see the deck structure. I wonder what this thing, the superstructure I mean, I wonder what this thing has loaded that keeps it afloat after taking 2 torpedoes. They did have a gun on the stern. I think it should be right there. I hope it doesn't suddenly open fire. I hope we are not spotted. Yeah, this is it. Well, it's about to receive another torpedo. I just need to get into a good position to do it. Where will I put the torpedo? I can't see the funnel. The funnel was amidships, I guess, so more or less here. I'll try to put the torpedo somewhere in the front, just ahead of the bridge, which is there.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin. Ruder 0 Grad.
Let's stay alongside it for a moment before I continue to turn. I think I'm a little bit aft of it. I want a torpedo. I want a flat surface for the torpedo. It's a ghost ship.
Jawohl, Herr
Okay,
Kaloin.
continue the turn.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin. Ruder 0 Grad.
No, I'm still aft. Let's continue this way for a bit. I don't see... There's the gun, I think. I think I see something. Not sure if it's still crewed or not. I mean,
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin.
I would be surprised if there's still anybody left on board. The crew should be gone with the escort. I hope for their sake. Ship spotted.
Schiff gesichtet.
Short range indeed, boys. Short range indeed. Bring the user to the bridge.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin.
Schiff gesichtet. Lage 112. Geringe
We'll need
Entfernung.
that. Target is now on 140. Continue the turn. Want the stern aligned with the target. I want to put the torpedo right there. The convoy, by the way, has buggered off. The escort too. It did stay around for a while, well, until darkness, and then it buggered off.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin. Ruder 0 Grad.
Okay, that's enough. I think. More or less it is. Off to the user we go. Turn it to the rear. Where the hell is my target? There. I think. Yeah, it's there. That's the target's bridge. Okay. Stern tube. Impact. 6 meters depth. Slow speed. Target speed 0. Angle and barrel and everything else doesn't matter if the target speed is 0, but still for the sake of being thorough. You know what? Let me move this guy away from there. Should free up. Wrong guy. Okay. Let's move you down as well. Wrong guy again. So it is you. Let's move you down as well. Yeah, there we go. Better. So hopefully I'll now be able to actually see the target. I don't see the target. Start
Jawohl, Herr
reversing the
Kaloin.
boat.
Kleine Fahrt zurück.
Okay. Okay, you guys can stay. I believe the shadow is right behind me. We are lined up. Just have to get line of sight again. I want to put the torpedo precisely in front of the bridge if I can. We are reversing, yeah? Yeah, we are. Oh, the boat doesn't like reversing in these waves. We might get wet feet here. I will move this guy down as well. He's a little bit in my way. Wrong guy. You know what? All of you below deck. Stop. Didn't I? What? Didn't tell you to come back up there. Is it an automatic thing? There's a guy there. Let's move him down. Now it's clear. Where did the target go? Okay. It's there, I guess. Don't see it. Crap. Visibility is ridiculously low. It really is. But we are heading back there at a very slow speed. But I think I'm starting to see it. Yeah, a little bit of grey on black. That must be the superstructure of the ship. Yeah, right there. We are more or less lined up exactly as we need to be. Stop the engines.
Neue Bordmaschine stoppen. Backbord
There.
stoppen.
User. The waves are not helping. Yeah, we are pretty much lined up. I think right... Yeah, I'm lined up basically perfectly.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin.
Okay, head
Kleine
forward.
Fahrt voraus.
Open the tube. The thing is, I need to be far enough away that the torpedo will have a chance to arm. So we need to head away from this thing because I think at the moment we are
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin.
very close. No visual contact. Yeah, we are lined up. This is fine. We are lined up, just give it a little bit. Okay, it's disappearing in the rain. I think it's time to fire. Speed 0, depth 6. Fire. Torpedo has left the tube and is heading towards the target. Let's hope it's not a dud. If this is a dud, man, then I don't know what to do with this thing. Now let's wait for an explosion. Ooh. Explosion happened. We have a fire. And we were actually quite close to this thing. We did get a little bit of the blast wave up here. But this should be it. They should be going there now. Now they're even on fire. And there are detonations. This was a good hit. I think the superstructure is burning just where the bridge is. So I think I hit it pretty well. Please sink.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin.
Hart Steuerbord.
Start turning. We might circle it for a bit. Now that there is a fire burning, we have a good line of sight to it. Let's see, anybody damaged, anybody injured? No, everything's fine. Just a shock wave, the blast wave surprised us a little bit. But we are okay. Gosh darn, the visibility is so horrific. It might be in my best interest right now to submerge the boat and to monitor the hydrophone just to see if a warship is heading this way so that we can get out in time. And through the periscope we can keep observing this thing until it sinks. I think that's a decent enough plan, so let's continue to turn a little bit more and then we will submerge. But now that we have a fire burning, they must be going down. I cannot imagine that that thing will stay afloat. 3 torpedoes. That's a lot of explosive power slamming into the hull of this thing. Jeez, the storm is getting worse, it feels. No, still 9 meters per second. We have some secondary explosions. Let's bring the guys back to the bridge for now, even though these guys are a bit tired, but it's fine. Let's bring up fresh ones. That's better. You guys seem to be well rested. There we go. Oh, actually this guy can stay. Okay. There it is. Continuing our turn. I mean, I can also just circle around this thing while surfaced, but I think it would be better to submerge, just so that I get a little bit of an early warning if there should be an enemy ship coming this way. My god, what terrible weather. What terrible, terrible visibility.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin.
Okay. Stop the turn.
Ruder 0 Grad.
Target is on 25.
Jawohl, Herr
Periscope
Kaloin.
depth.
Auf Zero-Tiefe gehen.
Hartmann, off to the hydrophone you go. Let's raise the observation periscope. The boat will now be submerging. Seems to be a nice fire burning. I'm surprised that they didn't just go down. I'm very, very surprised. What is their cargo? I really have to wonder at this point. Are they sinking? Please tell me they are sinking. The superstructure is on fire. There's fire inside the ship. There have been secondary explosions. I believe the damage will only continue to build from here, and it won't be long before they sink. And I think when it happens, it will happen quite rapidly. That's usually how these things go. That will be... she's there and all of a sudden she's not. I want to get a little bit closer, so that we can actually get eyes on her. So that we can see something, because right now all I see is darkness. And the fire. Please sink. I have more torpedoes loaded, but I'd rather not use them. One torpedo has hit you amidships, just beneath the funnel. Another torpedo has slammed into your hull a little bit forward of that. And before all of that, another torpedo has hit you from the other side. I just don't know where exactly. So there should be 3 really nice holes in your hull. Please sink. Come on. I think it's listing. It looks like they are listing to the side. It also looks like the superstructure is kind of low above the water surface. They might be sinking, or that's just wishful thinking. I don't know yet. We're getting a little bit closer, and I hope to see a little bit more of this thing in just a few moments here. But this is really, really difficult. And I wish that Silent Hunter 3 had a better lighting engine that were actually lighting flashes illuminated everything. That would be really, really cool. You know, that is something where U-Boat has a very distinct advantage over Silent Hunter 3. The game engine is of course much newer, and lighting effects are just better. They just are. Weather effects in many ways too. But there are also many things that are not really that good in U-Boat. Modders have already done an amazing job from the things that I've seen just by watching Wolfpack's videos. If you don't know Wolfpack, do check him out. But there are some really cool things being done by modders, but they can't fix the underlying issues of the game's engine. And my biggest gripes with U-Boat, what are they? They are basically the horizon. The horizon in U-Boat, well, the Earth in U-Boat is curved to such a ridiculous degree that ships are disappearing beyond the horizon at about 9 to 10 kilometers, which is incredibly unrealistic. In real life, it's more than double that before something disappears behind the horizon. I understand why that is the case in U-Boat. And I also understand that it will probably never be changed. Here's my reasoning for why the developers did this. You see, U-Boat started out as a game about crew management in a submarine, not as a submarine simulation. Even today, if you want to really bring it to simulation standards, you need mods. Well, kind of simulation standards. It's still, even with all the mods in the world, I don't think it's surpassing Silent Hunter 3. Which is a shame, really. I would love a new modern take on a subsim. I would really love that. I think U-Boat has the potential, but I don't think it's happening. So yeah, the developers started to develop the game as a game about crew management in a submarine setting. And then they realized, oh my god, people actually want a subsim. And they're buying the game hoping that it will become a subsim one day. And so they started to develop it in that direction. But by that point, they already made some core decisions, core game design decisions, that are probably embedded deep within the game's engine, and that can't be simply changed. And I think the horizon is one of those things. You see, there are two reasons, I think, why the horizon in U-Boat is as close as it is. First of all, it makes it easier for the player to get into a position to engage an enemy target or convoy. You see here in Silent Hunter, you need to be careful that you don't get spotted on your approach, and since the horizon is much further away, you risk being spotted
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin.
from much further away. While in U-Boat,
3, 4.
you can close on the surface rapidly to within 10 kilometers and then submerge. That makes the gameplay faster and easier, a little bit more casual. And that's alright when you are designing a game not to be a submarine simulation, but to just be a crew simulation game in a submarine setting. That's perfectly alright. So that's one reason. You get the player into the action faster and you make it a bit easier for the player. There's a second reason. U-Boat, well, the crew does level up and they get better at spotting things. I think a completely new and inexperienced crew might have trouble spotting a ship that is a little bit further away. And, well, if your crew can't spot a ship from, oh, let's say above 10 kilometers away, while you, with your eyes, can perfectly see the target, it makes things kind of ridiculous. How do you go around that? You move the horizon. You move the horizon in, and suddenly it doesn't matter that your crew can't see anything past 10 kilometers, because you can't either. So I think those are the two reasons why they did it. And I think that's something that just hard-coded at this point, and it's not likely to change, which is very sad. But it has ramifications. You see, in a subsim, one of the key elements to your success is positioning. It's also the hardest thing to pull off properly. Proper and good positioning in front of a convoy to get in, to hit your targets. That's really what, oh I don't know, 80% of an attack is about. repositioning. It's a major, major part that's really, really important. And they, in U-boat, they are taking it a little bit away from you. But you see, there's also something else. In order for you to still be able to pull off positioning in U-boat, even though the targets will appear at 10 kilometers, that means that they have to make the targets really slow to give the player time to get into position. And that's why all the ships in U-boat, all the convoys, they are sailing at a speed of 4, 5, maybe 6 knots. While here in Silent Hunter 5, they are faster than that. Much faster. Late in the war, much, much faster. And that just does not happen in U-boat, because the horizon is so damn close. And if you move the horizon this close and you still want the player to have a chance to position himself, well, then you need to make everything slow. And it's really taking the challenge out of everything, you know? That's at least my feeling about it. It is taking the challenge out of it.
Neuer Kurs 3-2.
And then, of course, there's the next big thing in U-boat, which is a very low variety of ships that you encounter. And that too is something that I really like about the OneAlex Edition with the merchant ship pack and Silent Hunter 3. The variety of merchant ships that you can encounter is massive. Truly, truly massive. It's very likely that you will go a long, long time without encountering the same ship twice. And that just means that if you play this thing realistically without recognition manual, you will have a really challenging and fun time hitting your targets, because you can't just, you know, pull up ship data here and then use the ROBF to get AOB and range to target and everything. You have to make some other methods. You have to use other methods. You have to use plotting. You have to use mathematical methods. You have to be a little bit creative. And I like that. It adds another dimension to the game, another challenge to it. And I really do like that. And that's why I enjoyed this and why I probably wouldn't enjoy U-boat as much. Of course, if you enjoy U-boat, awesome. Go right ahead. I'm happy for you. Very happy indeed. And I hope that the success that U-boat is certainly having sends a message that these kind of games, these kinds of games are still desired, and that there are still many people who like to play this. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the U-boat devs will bring the game in the direction that I would like to see. Maybe they will increase the distance to the horizon. That alone would be massive. Or maybe a modder can do it. If that happens, I might be all over it. But until then I'll wait. I'll wait it out. And it looks like I'll have to wait out this thing here too. It's not sinking. Why is it not sinking? Please, please, for the love of God, sink. Jesus Christ. It's midnight now. I have started recording 5 or 6 hours ago. Wow. There goes my evening. I hope you appreciate it. If you do, let me know in the comments. And I'm gonna pause the video. I thought this thing would sink a bit sooner, but it doesn't appear that that's the case. I might actually be forced to put another torpedo into it. I hope that won't be necessary, but at this point, who knows. I'll keep watching, and if either it sinks or... well, I'll wait for a while. Either this thing sinks or we'll just have to fire again. I hope it sinks. I'll bring you back once I know what's going on. Welcome back. This thing is as stubborn as they can be. It's still not sinking. User to the bridge. User to 0 degrees. We are starting to back up the boat. I'm just waiting to align the boat with the target. And this time I'll try to put a torpedo somewhere in the bow section, ahead of that fire. That's what we are aiming for. We're slowly turning the boat, aligning ourselves. And I think we are almost there. Almost there. Try to aim over this thing, yeah. Radar 0. Okay. We turned a little bit too much.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin. Oder 1-1. Grad Steuerbord.
Start turning.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin. Oder 0 Grad.
Good enough. That's more or less where I want to hit this time. Maybe the torpedo that I fired hit the same area or the same, how should I say, the same section of the ship as the previous torpedo that impacted beneath the funnel, that impacted the midships. Now I'll try to aim more ahead of that. Really put it somewhere right here. That's gonna be the goal. Yeah, I think if I aim it like this, I should hit the bow section. And hopefully blow the bow clean off. Impact. Depth 6 meters. Range, nothing matters. Let's set this, you know, just a formality, but speed is 0, so it doesn't matter. Torpedo will head straight. Gyro angle 0. Just backing up now. Don't want to be too close to the detonation. Want to give the torpedo enough time to arm. So we are backing up a little bit. Also give me a slight turn.
Oder 0 Grad Backbord. Oder
That's
0
enough.
Grad.
I think that's enough. Nah, give me a little bit more of a turn.
Oder 1 Grad Backbord.
The last thing I need right now is for my torpedo to pass in front of the ship.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin.
This should be fine
Oder
though.
0 Grad.
Okay. Just backing off now. Until I have the feeling that we are far away. Or far away enough for the torpedo to strike the target. But arm before it does so. Oh boy. Let's open the tube. Everything is set. Let's keep backing up a little bit longer. Let's wait for the boat to stop rolling so much. Be a little bit more stable in the water. Okay. Oh, that was a wild one. The boat really lurched there. Just waiting for a bit of stability. Oops, wrong button. Torpedo is out of the tube, running towards the target. Should see an impact fairly soon. Still pretty much point blank range. Please let this be enough to sink it. I really wonder what kind of cargo they are carrying. This is insane. Please don't let this be a dud. Come on. Should have armed by now. It's a dud, isn't it? I cannot believe it. Let's wait for a few more seconds. Maybe it's just running slow. I think I might have to fire another one. Yeah, that was a dud. Well, that's just great. Definitely should have impacted by now. Next torpedo. Depth 6 meters, impact pistol, everything's set up the same. Open tube. Los. Torpedo away. Let's hope this one isn't a dud. But in this weather, who knows? Come on. Come on, I want to see a detonation here. There we go. Impact. Second torpedo was not a dud. That's another hit on target. Look, somebody's still home. The gun on the stern fired a star shell. Well, this is a bit spooky. But I doubt they'll be able to see me. The star shell is off a little bit. Please go down now. That's torpedo number 4 that has struck this target. Yes, yes. Torpedo number 4.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloy.
Stop the build.
Steuerbordmaschine stopp.
Okay, the flare has burned out.
Frankfurt stopp.
Now, once again, we wait, and if this is not doing the job, I'll put another torpedo into the stern section. Then the whole side of the ship will have been ripped open. If that doesn't send it to the bottom, then I just don't know what else to do. I have one more torpedo that I can fire. Just one more. Let's see what happens. Finally we received a message that she is going down. She's finally sinking after taking 4 torpedoes to do so. What did we sink? A large cargo of 8,256 tons. Well, at least it's a juicy target. That's good. That's really good. Good tonnage there. But it's still only one ship. It's burning over there in the darkness. We are moving a little bit closer to have a final look at her before we depart towards the north. We will be heading north, get back into our patrol area up here in the north. For how long did we chase this convoy? So that was a chase of about almost 400 kilometers. Well, I think I started to mark these things when they came into view. We have of course been chasing them for a bit longer. So yeah, over 400 kilometers chase. Pretty crazy. Very crazy in fact. But we finally did it, we sank a ship. So that's 2 ships sunk out of that convoy, right? This one that we sank the day before, a Ford class freighter, 5,736 tons. And today this one, a large cargo type 2, 8,256 tons. You know, in the previous video, or on the previous video, I've read a comment that in Silent Hunter it's way too easy compared to real life to get huge amounts of tonnage sunk as a player. And that is certainly true. I mean, I'm up to a ridiculous amount of tonnage already. I really am. But because I have such a huge and ridiculous amount of tonnage, I actually don't mind ending a patrol with 1 or maybe 2 ships sunk. I mean, we still have some torpedoes, so here's hoping that we'll meet a few more. But you know, I think we are doing quite okay overall. Very okay, in fact. So I really don't mind having a patrol here and there that is not a huge and abundant success. This here is fine, perfectly fine. I'm happy that we got to sink this ship. I'm very, very happy that I didn't have to fire this torpedo and have it be a dud. Because that would have just really angered me. I'm very glad that she finally decided to go down. God damn, it's dark. It really is. We are closing in very soon. We'll be close enough that we'll be able to see some details, and that's when we'll just be heading north. Past this thing and away into the darkness. My batteries are still recharging, that's fine. So even though we did receive the message that she is going down, she's taking her sweet time to do so. She absolutely is. Whatever they have loaded on board, I don't know, empty oil drums? What else can there be that is really buoyant? That really doesn't like to sink? Let me know in the comments what you think. What is a very, very light and floaty cargo? I'm wondering what could be a very light and floaty cargo helping to keep this thing afloat. Okay, we can now make out details on the ship. I don't want to get too close to it, obviously.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin.
Let's start a turn.
Neuer Kurs 0.
Am I already too close? Can I turn in time? I think so. We'll turn, pass next to her, and then get away from here. But look at her. What a fight she has put up. Boy, oh boy. What a fight she has put up indeed. Okay, I don't need anybody on the hydrophones. These guys can rest, you can rest. Okay, we are completing our turn. Slowly going past this thing. Just taking a good last look at her. Still on fire from the earlier torpedo hit. What an absolute pain in the ass she has been. Let's get a few nice pictures going here. This is very nice. I wonder how long this thing is gonna take to finally sink beneath the surface. It shouldn't take too long now. Now that we have a confirmation that she's going down, she will go down. I guess within 10 minutes. This has been a challenge. This has certainly been a challenge. While we keep heading away from here, let's figure out where we are going next. I think I will head back up to BE63. BE63, which is up there. Let's hope that we find a bit calmer weather along the way, so that I can bring in the external torpedo reserves. Okay. The ship is disappearing behind us. And I think with that we will be ending today's episode. I would like to thank you very much for your time and attention, and I really hope that you enjoyed today's episode, because it took me a long time to make, I can tell you that. It is now, oh god, it's past 1 o'clock at night. Oh, and I started to record at about 4 PM or 5 PM, something like that. Well, I guess I'm just as tired as a real U-boat captain would be at this time, at this point. But yeah, I do hope that you appreciate it, and I really like to thank you for watching. Let me know in the comments what you think this ship was carrying. I would like to know your suggestions on that, because this... I don't know when I have last seen a ship take so much punishment before it finally sank. So the cargo has to be quite special. Alright, once again, thank you very much, and I hope to see you again next time. Until then, have some really great days, and goodbye.